Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. Today I'm spilling the tea on exactly how does compensation work in our industry. I'm also going to give you the math that will help you get to your first $1 million in sales. And we're also going to be talking about how smart travel agents monetize their business so they can make more. If that sounds like fun. Keep on watching. That's what we're doing on the show today.
Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
All right, guys, don't forget to take a moment, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell over on YouTube. Every week, I put together amazing content for you to help you learn about the travel industry and get started in this career, this industry, which I've been in for 30 years now. 30 years, I can't believe we're celebrating this year. But if you're new, type a little I'm new below so I can welcome you to our community. And if you are new, my name is Cyndi Williams. As I mentioned, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I'm the CEO of Careers on Vacation, which helps people just like you learn how to launch, grow, and supersize your travel businesses. And today we are spilling the tea on how are travel agents compensated. I think this is one of the biggest questions because if you guys are thinking about, I want to leave another career, I want to do these things, like you have to know how much you're going to get paid or at what point can you leave the other job or make a transition out of the other thing that you're doing. A lot of people have the dream to travel and the dream to work from home, and it's just that, a dream, because they don't understand how the mechanics of our industry work, and that remains an unknown and it stops you in your decision-making process. So I'm going to spill it all today, and we're going to kick off by getting right in and talking about the compensation. So I brought a little friend. Oh my gosh, this thing is so heavy. This is a bank. We have a really cool company here in Austin that like repurposes different things, and I've had this bank forever. It sits in my office. I just thought it was cute because it was like a pink robot. But how do you get your first 100K or do your first $1 million in sales in the bank? So I brought my little friend. We'll set him back here for now because I'm going to have a bicep like a person at the gym if I try to hold that up the whole time. But at any rate, let's talk commission. So how travel agents get paid primarily is we have a commission structure. Now, before I get into exactly how that's paid, I want you to understand a little bit of the history of how our industry was formed. So basically how it works is you have all of these different travel suppliers out there in the world, and they don't want to employ thousands and thousands of staffers to tell people about their product. So they want to leverage travel agents and travel agency owners in order to connect consumers with the products that they have to sell, right? So if I am, let's say, sandals, or I'm Disney, and I'm really trying to make sure that all my rooms are full, and make sure all the cabins on my cruise ship get booked up, right? I need to leverage the travel agent, travel advisor community. So that's how it kind of started in our industry. And for that, instead of them having to employ thousands and thousands of people, they pay travel agents and travel advisors a commission. So we earn a commission off of every single booking that we book. Another thing that a lot of consumers, and maybe you don't know either, if you're watching this video, you might not, but even on these online services like Expedia and Travelocity and all these guys right online, Priceline, they earn that same commission even though they are not providing the service part of the job, right? So when they book a supplier, they are earning a portion of that commission, whether they actually help anyone or not. That's why there's been such a resurgence with people wanting to work with travel advisors post the pandemic, because travel is more complicated. Also, the internet is more complicated. So people are trusting the recommendations of advisors and wanting to really work with a real person when their vacation investment is getting into $5,000, $10,000, sometimes $20,000 for larger bucket list trips. So that's why our industry is seeing such a demand for travel agents right now, as a side note. But that is why the suppliers around the world will continue to work with advisors, because they know we have our book of business built up. We have our clientele, or we're building our clientele, and we are doing these outward consumer promotions, and we're sharing information about their brands. We're kind of like amazing brand ambassadors that also book for them as well. So that's how the history of the industry came to be. Now, look, when I started in the industry 30 years ago, it was the agencies that would collect the commission, and then they would pay pay like an hourly rate and then maybe bonus their agents a little bit, right? Like we were getting a little bit of that commission, but not the whole commission. That's how it worked back in the, 70s, 80s, 90s at the kind of onset of this relationship process. Now, bring in the internet element, bring in the fact that agents are working directly with consumers and suppliers. So although there are still some agency structures out there, there are also independent agents who work from home that earn 100% of that commission. So we're not really concerned with that little piddly hourly that we used to get back in the day. We want those big bucks earning full commission, right, for what we sell. So now let's talk about commission for a second, because I want to break this down for you. So if I'm selling a package, let's say a $5,000 package, right? That's pretty average package for any agency, depending on whether you're selling Disney or, what you sell in your agency, cruises. I would say that would be a very conservative, right? $5,000 is an average cost per vacation sold in your agency. So how many dollars can I actually expect from that, right? In our industry, commissions can range anywhere from 10 to 20%, sometimes a little bit higher depending on the supplier, but that's the range you're going to be looking at. So you could be really expecting a minimum of about $500 on every $5,000 sale that you make. That's great news. Now, another thing to know about commission is the more you sell, the more you'll be eligible to be bumped to higher commission percentages. So for example, Delta Vacations or Disney or Sandals, once you reach a certain level with them, if you can show your annual sales at a certain level, they will then bump you to the next commission level. So now instead of making 10%, maybe I'm making 12%, and then it kind of grows from there. So as long as you're growing your business and you have more earning potential, that's a really beautiful thing. Not to mention, when you get into those higher levels with preferred suppliers, you also can earn a lot of perks, like more fam trips, you get invites, you get all kinds of great stuff that can kind of happen at that level. Now, cruises actually have a little bit higher commission percentage in terms of starting with most cruise lines. So know that too. If you're really interested in selling cruises, sometimes they start above that 10% base. All right, so commissions is kind of number one income source for travel agents and advisors, but there are ways that travel agents and advisors and agency owners are making more income in this day and age. The next biggest layer would be planning fees. Now, I know what you're going to say. Oh my gosh, Cyndi, like one agent doesn't charge fees, another does. Listen, you guys, it is a fight right now for consumers that want to work with the best people that are going to deliver the best service, and they don't want to get on the phone line, wait 3 hours to talk to someone at Disney, or 3 hours to talk to someone with all the airline craziness going on, right? There's a lot of craziness going on out there. But if you are that person that's handling that, you can and should charge a fee. Pre-COVID, it was kind of half of us were doing it, half of us weren't. Post-COVID, ASTA has come out and said there have been studies done. Travel agents are shifting or already have shifted to fee-based models, meaning if you want to hire me to manage this project for you, here is my fee. So fees are something that is cash flow immediately in your business, and also you're not going to have your clients run away and go book on the internet because they've paid that little deposit to work with you, so they're going to see it through. It is a win-win. We have more videos on that. We train our students on how to do that successfully. It is not a difficult process, and honestly, it protects your time, and it's so important. So fees is another way you can bring more income in as a travel agent. The next thing I wanted to just touch on, some agencies are moving to a subscription or a retainer model. I find this very interesting. We're going to be doing some testing on this and we'll see how it goes. But I have some of my agencies that I'm working with now that have already converted to this. So they'll say, look, I've been your advisor for years. This is what my fee is going to be on an annual basis. And then we're on retainer. Anytime you want to book something, anytime you want to get something taken care of, we are at your service. So I think that's a really interesting way. And I'm going to keep watching that. I'm going to watch the trends and watch the reports that come out on how that is evolving in our industry too. But that is another way you can earn money in our industry. All right, last but not least, really understanding how to cross-sell to your clients and upsell. This is one of those things that I really work with our more experienced agents who come into our programs. They have a database of a few hundred people already that they've established relationships for, they book vacations for on a regular basis. How can we get smart about cross-selling and upselling? So again, working with the same clients, the same amount of work because they're going on the vacations, they're booking with you, but how do we enhance their experience? And also that's going to enhance the price of their trip, which is going to earn more commission for you. you. So those are things to think about, and how we really earn commission while we serve the families, the families that we serve, and helping them with their vacations. Now, a couple of things I want to talk about, and I want to share the math with you guys, because I think this is like, we've had doctors, we've had lawyers, we've had bus drivers, hairdressers, we've had nurses, all kinds of different people come through our programs and start at wherever they were. And sometimes they come in going, I already make this amazing salary. Like, how am I ever going to convert to this full time? Well, the beautiful thing is you can start it as hobby and kind of grow it up and then kind of transfer over until you're feeling comfortable. The beautiful thing about our business is, as you start to book travel, you will start to know, like, I have this many trips booked for October, and you can estimate that's what my month is going to look like if I don't have any cancellations. Or even if I do have a few cancellations, you know you're going to backfill a few trips between now and then. But you'll start to get a feel and a rhythm for, wow, when I hit that month, now I'm going to be at the place where I can really go part-time at my job, or I can leave my other career if your goal is to work and travel full-time. So think about your first year as being your year that you're building your book of business, right? You want to get those trips on the books and understand that you're building towards your future. And that's the other thing to understand. When you book a trip for someone, the commission is not always paid right there. There's a few suppliers that do that, but they're few and far between. The majority of the time, like if you're doing a cruise, you'll get paid when final payment goes through, because it's non-refundable at that point, right? Now, if you're doing other types of vacation like Disney, European vacations, all-inclusives, normally those will get paid within 30 days after travel. So that's important to know, because if you're starting, like right now when we're filming this video, we're in wave season right now, so we're putting so much on the books for the year. We have trips for next Christmas, we have trips for this fall, we have trips for the summer, but understand each month that the payouts will come as people travel. So that's an important thing to understand about our industry and this build-up phase that you need to factor in for your business. All right, now let's talk about how are we going to get to that first $1 million in sales. It's actually not as hard as you think. I know $1 million in sales seems like a big, big number, but listen, way back in 1994, my first full year as a travel agent, I actually sold $1 million in travel my first year, not even really knowing what I was doing. And the cost per average trip back then was like $2,000. In today's market, it's anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000, dependent on the niche that you pick and dependent on the types of things that you sell, right? So what I want to say about that is, let's make the math real simple. $1 million divided by the average trip cost of $5,000, that means you need to book 16 trips a month. That's it. It's not even like a trip a day, right? Even if there's 20 work days in the month, you don't even need to sell one trip a day to get to that $1 million. So as long as you have good marketing, as long as you have good lead flow, as long as you have clients coming in the door, and I'll tell you about Careers on Vacation later, and we can help you with those things if you struggle with marketing. But as long as you have a good lead flows coming in, 16 trips a month, that's it, guys. And if you want to double that, do 2 trips a day, then you can see how that money kind of adds and adds. All right. A couple of things I want to share with you guys. Let's see if I hadn't meant, I just want to do my checklist here. Other things to know about the industry. I talked about the commission levels. I talked about how you get that additional commission. So I covered that. Yeah, I think we did this. Year 1, building your business. And then, one more thing I wanted to make sure I told you guys on this video. So as you're becoming a travel agent and travel advisor, understand it's not like when I started back in the 90s where you're working under the protection of an agency where you're a W-2 employee. You are going to be working either in a contractor capacity or you're going to be setting up independent to do this yourself from home. In either of those situations, you are responsible and liable for everything that you do. So one, we've had other videos on making sure you're insured properly, but also when you were talk about making payments and accepting credit cards, you need to make sure you're doing that in a way that protects you. So make sure you have that, that you're legally protected. You're using things like credit card authorization forms, and that your attorney of choice has looked over that, and make sure you have a good process, because that is really important. You are responsible for that in your own agency as we move forward. Whether you're a one-person agency or you have hundreds of agents, it's important to do those things right from the beginning. Now, the other thing that is a help to understand about our industry is, most of the times when you are collecting these credit cards, you are not holding the money. You are collecting the credit cards and you're using that to pay the supplier. That's actually a good thing, because you're not having to hold money in accounts and things like that. Now, look, we do have some experienced agency owners and agents who do a different process, which is more kind of on dipping their toe in the tour operating, where they do these custom groups and they collect the money and pay vendors. There is a model for that too, but I would say don't do that until you really know what you're doing in the industry, and make sure all of your T's are crossed and all of your I's are dotted from a legal perspective. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys today. I hope it really encouraged you to know that you can have a viable career in the travel industry. As I mentioned, I've been in the industry. I started way back 30 years ago, and I help people really scale to that 6 figures and beyond in terms of their income. That is what we do at Careers on Vacation. So if you want to understand how to do this the right way from the beginning, you want to learn what processes to put in place, you want to learn how to get everything structured so you can be the most successful and the most profitable from the beginning of your journey, I definitely recommend you reach out to us at Careers on Vacation. You can visit us over at careersonvacation.com if you want to learn more about our 12-week mastermind. This is our most popular program. Not only do you get access to our online learning portal for the lifetime, even past your active period, but in your 12-week active period, you actually get access to our amazing team. You get to work with me, you get to work with our experts, and we help you through the process of getting your business started and relevant online so you can be off and running and making all of those sales. We have over 200 case studies, more case studies than any company in the industry, you guys. We're so proud of that. And we also won, I have one of them here, one of my awards over here. We won 5 Magellan Awards this year for, and one of them was for Careers on Vacation's program and the impact that it's making in the industry. We're so excited about that. So we'd love to talk to you about that. Go ahead and visit us over there if you'd like to apply. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. As always, I wish you so much love, so much abundance. I wish you the world. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time.